Alright, so today I wanted to showcase sort of a fun Twisted Fate build. This primarily revolves around one of the cards in his starting deck, which is Make It Rain. As you can see, Twisted Fate's starting deck has two spells in it, which is Make It Rain and Pick a Card. With this build, we'll be trying to pick a card as soon as possible so that the Relic Searing Brilliance will always hit Make It Rain. Critically, with Twisted Fate's leveling, you can see at level 6, Make It Rain gets Grifter's Deck, which will shuffle 2 copies of it into your deck whenever you use it, and those will cost 1. Also, at level 15, Make It Rain gets Charging Sigil, which will make it do a bit more damage. With this, we then use the Relic Searing Brilliance. This will make it so each copy of, hopefully, Make It Rain, as long as that's the only spell in our deck, will get -1 cost, so each of those 1 cost copies that get shuffled into our deck are effectively free, and will help us draw one whenever we cast it. So once we've used Make It Rain a couple of times, we will have quite a few in our deck, and you can effectively sort of infinitely rain bullets down on your opponent and their Nexus and pretty much just wipe the board and win fairly quickly. He also, the other relics that you use with this are pretty flexible. I like big guns just because the extra damage will help you clear the board faster and handle the different enemies, especially if they have tough. However, if you want to use cheaper relics like Ludens or other things that potentially give you more draw so that you're drawing your Make It Rain more often, those can also be helpful. Here I'm using Packed Powder just so I can get Twisted Fate on the board earlier. That way I can start triggering his level up and draw more cards and get those Make It Rain spells. But this again isn't mandatory. If you use something like Gravedigger's Spade, that can also help you draw cards. You could also just run Big Guns and Ludens, or any other relics that you feel would be useful. Chemtech Duplicator would also help once you get to 6 mana or 6 mana gems, and that will work in terms of doubling any of those Make It Rains that you toss down. This, in terms of his star levels, there isn't really a requirement on any of his stars, though I would recommend getting his 4-star power, which is when you draw a card, give allies +1/+0. This will make his deck a lot more flexible in terms of if you do happen to get another spell in your deck or anything like that, you always have the condition of just drawing cards and making your board strong enough to close out the game. So, of course, another mana gem also helps. His 6-star, I would say, is not really that helpful. It certainly doesn't hurt, but it's not necessary at all for him to dominate even 6.5-star adventures. So with that, let's take this build into an adventure. I actually haven't done the 6.5-star Fiddlestick adventure with this yet, especially because actually Fiddlesticks sort of works against Twisted Fate in that he wants you to empty your deck, and he has the potential of forcing you to burn some of your cards, such as those Make It Rain spells. So you can end up in a situation where he will be a bit difficult, but let's see if we can go through it here. So, now, in terms of powers, there isn't anything really too specific that you need to go for. I would not waste rerolls on this early on. So in this case, powder kegs could potentially be pretty good, just because I'm going to be using spells for damage on a regular basis. Tough Nexus could also just help, especially with this if I need to get some setup. There's a lot of power in this adventure, so this would just give some more survivability. In this case, I think I'm just going to try out the kegs. I've actually never used this on any of my my runs before, but this looks like it might be fun for this one. Grab that. Jump into the first encounter. Alright, so we hit Make It Rain, so we got lucky. We haven't cut our other card yet, but did manage to get the card that we want. We have 2 of them in our hand. We want to save as many of these in our hand as possible, so I'm actually just going to pretty much keep with this hand. This looks fine by me. We're definitely going to draw Twisted Fate on turn 1. We are level 20, at least with this champion. So here right away we can see we're going to do 4 damage at least. So it's because of the barrels, we were able to take him out. So let's go ahead and drop Twisted Fate. Draw another card.
Blue as the Serpentine.
We're going to drop both Make It Rains here on the first turn. Get those cards into our deck. And you can see we already got another free Make It Rain. We'll just keep down here, drawing cards.
All or nothing.
Now, potentially, I could have saved that Make It Rain for this turn, just to make sure I have some removal, but I'm not too overly concerned about this. If he gets an attack in, I can always just drop another Twisted Fate, or take the hit here. In this case, I'm gonna shuffle some of these out of my deck so that I draw more cards. I'm just gonna drop these guys.
Go on then. Watch the ball, folks.
Let's go ahead and now.
Now this game's heating up.
Dropping Rex will be good because he has Ludens on him. That's another star point on the tree for Twisted Fate. Get all of our spells here even more damage. So let's just go ahead and drop all of these. In fact,
Dead in their tracks.
Deck is going to be these Make It Rains, other cards in there, but either way, you can just keep dropping these, and we should be able to. There we go. Let's see what supporting champion we get here. With the supporting champion, again, we want to avoid spells overall, and so we're going to just go ahead and grab this character here. Luckily, with Twisted Fate, it also, if you get him high enough level, he, and I think there's a star on his constellation that makes it so higher cost units have the item that makes it so when you draw cards, they reduce the cost of those high-cost characters. So go ahead and grab this. We're going to be drawing a lot of cards, so oftentimes you can just drop them for free out of our hand. So here, while Fiddlesticks would normally be fantastic just because it makes sure that you're always drawing your champion. In this case, I want a champion that does not have a spell. This would add another spell to my deck. That would potentially make it more difficult to get the Make It Rain, which we want to focus on. So I'm actually going to go ahead and re-roll here. Again, each of these also, in this case, Taker has 2 spells, so we really want to avoid that one. Here we have Vex, who looks like does not have a spell. She has the Landmark, but no spells, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and select Vex. We have 2 options here where we'll be able to cut a card, so both of those should work. I'm going to go ahead and go on this side. Actually, this adventure is a little bit more, in my opinion, this one's easier than the adventure where here this one, or this encounter has Gloom, automatically gets applied to a lot of units. So it can end up removing a lot of your board and making it harder to defend and preserve your health. So let's go ahead and if we keep Vex, we're more likely to draw TF from the automatic champion draw at the start, so we'll keep that. Might keep pick a card as well, so I'll just do this. Something that I really need to get rid of here. I do want to drop TF, so I think I may go ahead and use this that way. Drop TF and draw a card. It is tempting to hit them all for some damage, but
Deal me in. Blue as the serpentine.
in this case, I will save this for next turn. Barrels, we can do some more damage to the creatures that are out there. I'm going to drop. Let's see. He actually won't be able to defend at all. So, because all of these guys have Fearsome, I may end up just using TF as a blocker here.
I'd rather be anywhere than here.
Very important to use as a blocker. Let's go ahead and make it rain. Luckily, it should result in one. Go. Luckily, we don't need TF on the board. We primarily just want to be drawing cards and
Never lost a fair game. Eyes open.
So let's go ahead and shuffle one of these things back in. We'll save that for next turn.
A game. Go on then.
Watch the ball, folks.
I'll go ahead
Looks
and
like
this
trouble.
since he has quick attack.
Where you going?
I'm actually going to use this. Done that
Wait a
guy
minute.
since he is overwhelmed. These Make It Rains will probably kill him. This will help ensure that. So we ended up preserving our health that way. This guy's great in the deck since he helps you draw cards. So if you're using
Go with the
Make It
flow.
Rain, you can use that. As I mentioned before,
I see
high
lies
cost
in
card
words and truth in blood.
draw reduced cost. It really makes it a lot easier for us to just dump those out. Cards here. Or make it rain. Just keep throwing those down, shuffling more into our deck. Good, end the round.
What's this?
Toss all these down. Let's do it anyway. Go. So in this case, it's a good thing we still have a reroll because we only got spell options here. We want to avoid spells, so let's go ahead and grab this. He also updrafts your hand, which could be a bit risky, but yeah, we don't need to drop him. So we're going to go ahead and pick a card. Now we're guaranteed to hit Make It Rain each time, since it's the only spell in our deck. That's great. In this case, I'd like to have some lower cost cards in my hand, just in case. That's great.
I'm always up for a round or two. Eyes open.
I cannot fail him.
Looks like trouble.
I wasn't sure if he was going to get removed or not, simply because he was going to go back down to 0 power after the draw, but it looks like that doesn't happen until the end, so lucked out there. I think I will drop this. Oh, actually, yeah, if I give her Spirit, she should be able to block. Go ahead and drop
My
that.
lifestyle is a stylish life.
Now she can't, but we can go ahead and stun one of these guys. Optionally, actually, if we make it rain, we will most likely kill one of those, and we'll stun whoever's left. Ooh, actually, let's do that in reverse order. There we go, yeah. So, we aren't able to block.
Hold it, partner.
Let's just draw a card here. We can drop this. Clear board here.
Never lost a fair game. Blue as the Serpentine.
Let's keep pushing.
I really get so.
What good is freedom to the dead?
I'm gonna save this for some removal next turn.
coffin. Charmed, I'm sure.
Make sure, just in case that misses, hopefully we should kill these. With the potential that would miss, I didn't feel like taking 18 damage. That one guy hitting through for 5 is fine though. Cards here.
Soak it in. Looks like I'm on a hot streak.
It's actually drop. Actually, this updrafting this whole hand would end up making it less.
Okay. Go on then.
Watch the ball.
Not to do that.
Treasures of the ages.
I'm a people person.
Let's see here. Would like to max out. Can't do that.
All that glitters.
Yeah, I'm gonna save Make It Rain for the next turn. Just so I have some pretty easily.
I'm a people person.
Let's drop Rex here.
Hold it, partner. Something for all.
Taking a little bit more providing.
Outplayed.
Alright, let's go ahead and grab the Zap spray fin here. Help us draw spells from our deck, which is now just Make It Rain. This isn't really going to help us that much. It'll sort of fill our board. It'd be great if we had something that put a creature on board. I might use one reroll here. Sure, that would be decent since we are named the next coming out. We can cut probably this. This is very useful to us. So, that landmark.
Strand by silken strand.
Just keep the full shark and Make It Rain.
My true beauty is beneath the skin.
Shuffle some Make It Rains in here. Still wasn't able to
Let's do this.
clear it though. Let's see. They're all fearsome, so can drop one of these guys.
Take me for a spin. Where do you stand on cold shots?
Still not getting what we need here. In this case,
We playing bilge rules, son?
I might actually updraft and draw, but that is a bit of a risk. Let's just go.
I see lies in words and truth in blood.
We'll go ahead and just end round. We're still not drawing what we need to, and we don't have.
A pox upon you.
Act 'em good. Clear off. Selma.
Sunlight. I should have stayed in bed.
Be nothing left when I'm done. Just run while you can.
Actually, let's do that.
Pretty cringe.
Where are you?
Definitely makes it a little bit more difficult.
Gotta go with the flow. Gaze upon me and despair.
Treasures of the ages.
No, let's go ahead.
Got a surprise for him.
Side.
You're welcome.
Here, let's do this. Flappy drone, one of these.
Try hard. Blast. Keep up, keep up.
Definitely made it a little bit more difficult in this case, but not too many encounters where you have the enemy shuffle cards into your deck. I think it's either draw one or -1 cost on him. I think I'll draw one. Skills doing extra damage, not that helpful. Most of our damage is being done from spells. Still useful for his champion ability, the Destiny card. I believe that still counts as a skill. So that could be helpful in that sense, but let's just go ahead and make it so the first card we drop costs less. We have from us. Might be able to get it to more by the end. We have been cutting cards, so our deck doesn't have quite as many fiddlesticks. Normally you don't want to cut too many cards because of fiddlesticks. But, let's go ahead and drop this guy.
Like a fish in water.
We playing bilge rules, son?
Good, they're not. Creatures, that's always annoying.
Woohoo!
We'll just go
Ah, very nice.
I may need to use
Can a spirit fight to the death? Thinking I'll learn soon.
enemy does something that
Where do you stand on cold shots?
do this immediately, or make it rain will hit that creature.
I'm always up for a round or two. Soak it in.
We have another Destiny card, so we'll probably end up using that once they attack.
Blue as the Serpentine.
But they should not have enough mana next turn for that. So that's great.
Be nothing left when I'm done.
That
Keep up, keep up.
Looks like I'm on a hot streak.
Destiny card can already
Soak it in.
block our main. Should be able to.
Hold it, partner.
Trick shot.
Who's in the dark?
Yeah, let's go ahead and grab that. Should make it so we can drop Twisted Fate for free as long as we hit the Nexus on the first turn. This is not that bad. I don't think I have, I guess, only, this will hit our Rex and Vex, so yeah, that should be helpful. Let's see, is there anything else on here? I don't want to use too many rerolls just because in case I hit a spell on one of the drafts after an encounter, I want to be able to avoid that. Alright. Let's toss these guys.
I'm always up for a round or two. Soak it
Already
in.
drawing a lot of movement
just a fair game. Eyes open.
Like a fish in water.
Blue as the serpentine.
I've whipped up something special. A game. Go on then.
Watch the ball, folks. Now this game's heating up. Shuffle.
Give it a whirl.
Lady Luck is smart.
Exactly. There we go.
Outplayed.
Next up is this. Let's see if we can get. Grab these. Draw. Tempted to use a reroll here, try to hit. Since we do have the. Okay, now she can also draw spells, so that's great. Make sure we get our. Make it rain. We don't really. Ooh, actually. This could be good. Because this will make it so their creatures that they summon all have 1 health, and our Make It Rain can take them out quite easily. Let's actually try that. It's probably a risk, but just because whenever Fiddlesticks does his fearsome gloom stuff on our characters, it's now going to remove them pretty quickly, but I think that's a risk I'm willing to take. I actually don't really want to cut cards here, though most likely what I need to do is just save at least 1 Make It Rain in my hand until our deck gets low from Fiddlesticks, and then just toss that as much as possible. I think I'm going to be able to avoid him milling most of our deck, so we're just going to need to go infinite once our deck is thin. So we have at least 1 Make It Rain here and a way to draw some more, so let's just make sure that we draw as many Make It Rains as possible, and I need to keep 1 in my hand.
Deal me in. Eyes open.
A game. Go on then.
Watch the ball, folks.
As long as I keep 1 Make It Rain in my hand, I think I should be okay. So his power here, where he terrifies 1 for each card I've added to my hand this round, he's going to terrify a ton of my cards.
What good is freedom to
Drawing
the dead?
cards and adding more cards to my hand. Definitely quite risky to do this too much. I have 28 cards in my hand, as long as I don't draw 28 cards in 1 turn.
I've
or,
whipped up
you know,
something special.
I'm always up for a round or 2. Soak it in.
Cards every time. Should be, but I will.
Where do you stand on cold shots?
Alright, like I said, we're gonna save this one because we're probably
serpentine.
Like a fish in water.
These guys. Making it rain. We shuffle a bunch of these guys back into our deck.
Be nothing left when I'm done.
I don't think we can miss at this point. It's just going to be tossing all these down. And we have nothing go. Alright, so that should be the adventure. So we managed to. We'll definitely have to play a bit more cautious with going up against Fiddlesticks just because of his interaction with his power. But ended up pretty well. You can actually do a very similar build to this with Misfortune. I'll go over that real quick. I won't do a full run with her. She does have some different requirements to do sort of the same build. It requires another relic in order to do it with her because she doesn't have that same shuffling multiple copies back into your deck. But if we go over here to Misfortune, if we use Echoing Spirit, her champion spell is Make It Rain. So if we go in here, you can see this is her champion spell. So by using Echoing Spirit, this will put more copies of her in the deck and makes her champion spells cost one less. And so in her starting deck, she also has Make It Rain and Double Up. So as long as you cut Double Up early on, you can just have Make It Rain. It doesn't have the bonus damage, so I do definitely recommend having either Big Guns or Ludens with her. Big Guns is preferable. With TF, you have already that bonus damage, so you can make it through tough monsters regardless of if you're using Big Guns or not. But with her, if any monsters have tough, you won't be, or the Nexus has tough, you won't be doing any damage. So I definitely would recommend this loadout for her, which is a bit more expensive to try to get going. And then, yeah, just very similar to TF. Once you cut Double Up, you'll get Make It Rain. As long as you have her on the board, any other copies of her in your hand will become Make It Rain, and you can just continually drop those and shuffle copies of her back into your deck and redraw them, and just keep cycling. So it's not as consistent as TF, and she doesn't have the sort of backup of just being able to draw cards and make your whole board have a ton of power that he does from the star power. So I certainly would say it's less strong than the TF version. If you do have her 6-star, so that makes it so your spells and skills deal more damage when attacking. You can wait until you're attacking and then drop a whole bunch of Make It Rain, and that'll make them all do +4 damage. So that can really help in terms of clearing out the board. But yeah, it's not quite as strong as TF, I would say, but it is another option or a fun way to play Misfortune. Anyway, that's it for the video. If you have any questions or other champions you'd like to see, let me know, and thanks for watching.